I can't explain. I can't explain it. I can't tell them what I want to because I don't know if somebody's listening.
It's a new fear for people in jail, and not one you'd probably think of: whether or not private phone calls with attorneys are being recorded. And turns out in a lot of Maine jails, they are. According to in-depth reporting by the Maine Monitor, nearly 1,000 attorney calls were recorded by Androscoggin, Aroostook, Franklin, and Kennebec County jails between June 2019 and May 2020. That impacts at least 200 defendants and 46 law firms. And this kind of monitoring has been going on for years. Now, some attorneys say it is jeopardizing their cases. I got the chance to talk with the Maine Monitor reporter Samantha Hogan about the piece and what's being done to ensure the integrity of our justice system. Just maybe the average Joe might see this headline and be like, they're in jail. Their phone calls are going to be recorded as they should be. What's your response to that?
So not everyone who is in jail has had their trial yet. And I think one of the foundational principles in our justice system is that you are innocent until you're proven guilty.
Yeah, so we're not just talking about 3 or 4 phone calls here.
We're not talking about 3 or 4 phone calls. We're talking about at 4 jails. So in Androscoggin, Aroostook, Franklin, and Kennebec County, in a span of a year, they recorded nearly 1,000 phone calls between less than 200 defendants and their attorneys. It's a large volume of calls that have been intercepted and potentially could have an impact on the fairness of the trial if those calls are being listened to.
What has the response been from state police, for example? You mentioned those murder cases where there were actually police that got a hold of those recordings between the person in jail and their attorney. I mean, what's state police saying about that?
So the state police handed over email communications and internal reports that the detectives who had heard the phone calls had made. They did alert the Attorney General's office, and the Attorney General's office did alert the defense attorneys that these portions of the calls had been heard. However, when I went to interview the detectives and when I've tried to get more substantive answers about how this occurred, they have declined my request for interviews.
Do you feel like this piece has, do you feel like it's made a difference? Is this just a start for you?
So we are going to be doing more reporting on this issue, and it will definitely be interesting to see what lawmakers' response is to this. There is a bill this session in the legislature that would make it a felony offense to record anyone speaking with their attorney while they're in law enforcement custody. So there is a vehicle for lawmakers to take action this year, but we'll have to see how that moves through the State House.
Now you can read this story in full on our News Center Maine website and mobile app, or by going to themainemonitor.org.